Okay? So there is an issue here. We don't have any trouble wanting a baby to live, or our pet, or even a potted plant. But sometimes we have a trouble wanting ourselves to live. Why? One of the reasons is that the baby is innocent. But we may or may not be innocent. We may have done some things that we didn't like. But rather than go through what it would take to clean that up so that our energy is right there ready to go for life, we default. It's complicated, I admit. But it is things like this that stand in the way of our choosing life. Rather than saying, hell yes, I choose life. What do I need to have this be all out great? We wait. We drift. We float. We survive. We don't choose. I'm not going to go into the question of whether you are innocent or not. That is a question you'll have to answer for yourself, and the standards by which you do that, you'll have to work out in relation to reality. It's not something to be avoided, but it isn't where I'm going this morning. Okay, I've heard that grasping this idea of choosing life is not that easy. You mentioned that to me. There's something about it's kind of difficult to get. Since life in some ways is like a river, I want to use that metaphor of swimming in the river of life. Each day I swim, I have no choice but to swim, since that is what living is. I'm swimming. All day long, I'm swimming, right? So I'm swimming in the river of life. Imagine me swimming in the river of life. I look over to my right, and there's Dan. Hi, Dan. How you doing? Dan says, good, keeping up, you know, swimming. I say, you know, Dan, I'm going to do something different today. I'm going to swim. Dan says, yeah, duh, you know. That's what you're doing anyway, you know, swimming. I said, no, I mean today I'm going to really swim. I'm going to swim consciously. I'm going to choose swimming. Since I'm swimming anyway, what would it look like if I took on swimming and made it into something? I'm going to swim hard all morning, and then I'm going to float in the afternoon. I like the exercise, but I don't like doing it continuously. You know, Dan says, sounds interesting. Let me know how that goes. You know, so that's the end of that. So I conduct my days this way for a while, and then I see that while I'm floating in the afternoon, I actually could be doing something else. I have the idea that I work on a boat in the afternoon with the idea that when I get my boat built, I won't have to swim at all. I can paddle for a while and then float, and who knows what new idea will come of that. And so it goes once I choose swimming. What I did by choosing swimming was to give up my resistance to swimming. I accepted swimming by choosing it. And in the doing of that, the limitations, the box of swimming disappeared, and new alternatives for choosing showed up. This is a very interesting principle that one can apply to anything. Perhaps the law is, do not resist where you are, choose where you are. And then I had this thought, so long as you resist life, you must sacrifice life. I think there is definitely a principle. So it's one thing to choose chocolate or vanilla as the type of ice cream cone you would buy when you go to the store. It's another entirely to choose the street you're on as you're driving to the store. You know, this is a completely different concept, right? So, and so it's even more so when you say, I choose life. Okay? Perhaps now you're starting to get the idea.